all the drivers that want to, and then we'll go as soon as possible. Any minute earlier the better tonight. Of course, it is a very long one, isn't it? But hello and welcome to round 20, Singapore. 3 races down. Well, 19 races down. 3 left to go. 3 down. It's been a long season. I have, but didn't think it'd affect me this much. Oh, and wow, didn't get much of a break since the League One race, did we? But anyway, that was fantastic race it was, wasn't it? I was very happy with second in that. But young Tommy winning the race, crowning himself as the League One champion. He'll be in the Championship full time next season. He's not reserving tonight, but you'll see more of Tommy in the Championship next season, which absolutely deserves, isn't it? And I think Dylan, I'm not sure if Dylan got promoted or not, but he's on his way there, and he is reserving tonight again, unfortunately for him, having to share that Red Bull team with Bradfield. Yeah, of course, Bradfield being a Premier League driver does have to start the back. We'll go through it. We are all good to go, so if people want to ready up, let's do it and let's get going.
That'll be hard for me at the start. No question about that one.
Even Jake the Slayer in the comments saying, yo. Actually, whilst we're waiting for people to ready up, we'll go through the grids now, then we'll go on this one. Mercedes, Captain Infinity, first time this season, I think, reserving in the Championship. He's reserving for the Mercedes team after just racing for the Williams. Ferrari, we've got Swanshanks reserving. So Tree Slayer and Irish New Potato unfortunately had to back out late on. So these two have stepped in last minute. And they've obviously got the practice because they've not long been in a League One race, but for sure fatigue will come into it. Yeah, good to see Farf back in that Ferrari too. And the other 2 reserves we've got in tonight are the Red Bulls, Bradfield and Dylan replacing Weisheng and Adam. Adam going to be going down, Weisheng going to be going up, so they're sort of, not too relevant in terms of their positions. And then the rest of the grid, of course, yeah, Menace Max is also reserved, and he's replacing Woods in the Renault, as Woods is at football. Evening to Theo, evening to Mushroom. Yes, hope he don't get minus points if he's playing football.
They'll probably get whacked like 20 now. Did he vote to race then, or did he just,
he changed it today apparently, but obviously
did he?
The deadline is Thursday 6 o'clock. And what tyres? Oh, they're on soft tyres, which I'm sure is a relief to a lot of drivers, because we had a wet quali, didn't we, in League One, and then we had a wet second half race. Did you watch the League One race?
Yeah, that was brutal. I watched a little bit of it. I was like, nah, not on the way. No, thank you.
You're lucky you didn't have to do it then.
Well,
yeah, imagine if you were in that race, you'd have struggled and probably crashed, knowing you.
In the rain, yeah, I've been long gone.
What's the weather forecast like?
Let's have a look. Oh, it's got a white black screen. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's dry. Let's have a look. It's got dry for 45 minutes in the race. I'll just see if it'll scroll a bit further. I'll leave it. Yeah, it's all dry on my end.
Brilliant. Well, at least we won't be late going to bed tonight, at least. It can be really, it's the longest race in the calendar, isn't it, Singapore?
Yeah, it's brutal, isn't
it? It is, yeah. Good luck to Equaz. His first race with no traction control. Oh, we'll keep our eyes on Equaz then. He's obviously been really consistent since he joined in the middle. Well, I think he joined in China as his first race. He's got the pony. He's been very consistent since then. I'm not sure. I think he was nominated for most consistent award earlier on, as was I think Ayrton as well, who's in the comments saying even to Plotters as well. Plotters another newcomer this season. He's been brilliant in that Alfa Romeo team, and Vintage in the comments too. And it's good to see Vintage in that Haas again in the Championship. He will drop back down to League One next season, but yeah, might have a couple of little changes for next season, but we'll soon find out. We've still got 3 races left to go. Then we had all our awards, of course, this week, haven't we? And the winners will be announced in the end of season video in the next couple of weeks at the end of the season, and there's only a good few weeks between that and then getting the grids done, the calendar done, and then getting everything going again for next season on a new game. But we've still got 3 races left to go, starting off with Singapore, and Liam's the first one out on the track in that McLaren. We're going to go through these standings whilst we've not got much going on. Of course, it's a long outlap as well. Championship standings. Sloth today is 62 clear of Vice Sheng, who's not racing, and he won't be racing for the rest of the season, he's told me as well, so he can't be caught. Liam, who are on board with, is 76 points behind Sloth, so he needs to win all 3 races and get the fastest lap in 2 of the races as well, and Sloth not scoring a single point to change the outcome of this. So Sloth really only needs a couple of points today, and that'll crown him the champion.
I think Liam's content that B's up anyway, so just
yeah.
enjoy it from now on, mate.
And looking down, Jack the Slayer's in 4th, Equaz 5th with 99 points. He's finished 4th 4 times. He had 1 podium, and that was in China in his debut. So he's in 5th. He missed the first 5 races. Plotter's missed the first 10 races. Of course, he was in League One, but in the last, he's only been here for 9 races. 8 of them he scored points. Go on.
I'm just looking on the YouTube. Sloth says can't qualify tonight. You have to hop out for 25 minutes.
Oh, so Sloth is going to be starting at the back. Wow. Busy with something, isn't he? And so he won't be able to make quali 1. At least he's in the session, he's looking to get points from the back. But it is a blow, of course, because normally our pole battle is between Sloth and Vice Sheng. And then Irish New Potato and Tree Slayer lately have been the 2 pushing them. None of them are going to be in Q3 then, by looks of it. So this is interesting, because we could have a new pole sitter. I think in terms of pole position, Liam is on his lap, by the way, whilst we're yapping away. But in terms of that, Liam has had 3 pole positions this season. Sloth's had 5. Vice Sheng's had 10. That's not been updated. Cryptic's forgotten to update that. But unless the reserve had one. So there's only 3 drivers that have had pole positions. Liam's the only one on the track tonight that's had pole position this league this season. So all the pressure's on him.
I'm going to go for Liam, Farf, Hicks's.
Well, we'll do our predictions when we get to Q3, because knowing your luck, they probably could be out now. Oh, I think you're talking rubbish. But it does, and obviously Equals, of course, he said he's got traction off tonight as well. It's been tidy that from Liam, by the way. So yeah, we could see some different things tonight out on the grid. Yeah, looking forward to this. Definitely a bit of a mixed up. Yeah, a couple of new drivers from League One reserving today as well. So interesting indeed. Liam's going to be the first driver to come across the line and set his lap. He comes into the final corner and he does a 1:35.1 in that McLaren. That is a good lap there. We've got an Alfa Romeo next, and that's going to be Plotter's just starting his lap up. No, it's not. It was the other Alfa Romeo, an Irish HHD, who's also known as Argentina, starting his lap. Got Williams next, and that's Ayrton coming into the pits because he's invalidated his time. Haas is out next, and that is just an out lap for Vintage. So we don't actually have any other cars on the lap apart from Shadders, Plotters, and the other Alfa Romeo, as we just saw across the line of Argentina. So Shadders is going to be, actually I'm not sure he is. Plotters invalidated. That is Plotters, yeah. Alpha Tower is out lap, so it is Shadders who's going to be next. Dylan, even Dylan had a great battle with him the last lap. Overtook him around the outside, missed on stream, couldn't believe it. That week late for overtake of the season nominee as well. That was a great battle. Here goes Shadders then. Serious mush match still at 1:36.6 just before that. Shadders crossed the line as a 1:36.6 also, 4,000ths quicker than Mushroom. And then we have the other Alpha Tower in the background, and that's Equaz now starting up. We're going to watch Equaz. He's got traction off. Let's see how he's going to cope. This is not the most ideal track, I'd say, for having traction off to start with.
This track is brutal.
I think is Russia. I think is a good one.
Yeah.
I think that's the best one. Corners are faster. Let's see what he does. Seems to be coping so far, but this is where it gets a lot slower and you have to be a lot more cautious when you're accelerating out the corners.
I'll tell you which is the worst bit. It's not here yet.
He looks absolutely fine at the moment.
Yeah, doing alright.
Coping brilliantly. As we see Argentina do 1:35.4.
We go around here. You can't put the power down full. Normally on medium I'll go full throttle around that corner.
I think that's just you.
Well. put the power down straight away, but you can't on no
Equals seemed to do it all right.
Oh no, he dropped a little bit.
He did, yeah, but he seems to be coping very well. He's obviously practiced it quite a bit, especially have the confidence to start at a track like this tonight. Dry qualifying, dry race, saying Dylan, a much more reliable source. Great battle in the end of the race, absolutely, yeah, I was just mentioning that as well. As Vintage is a 138.2 and Plotters is a 135.5, just a 10th off his teammate, and it's really close between 2nd and 5th, but Liam at the moment looking really good. Done a couple of laps there too, he looks safety through with that time as well.
Yeah, solid lap,
It has been a good lap. Is it quick though? Is it quick? Let's have a look. He crosses the line. It's a 136.1. So it's a second off Liam. So it's not the quickest, but it is decent considering he's on traction. He's without traction today. Jake the Slayer's on and out. It will take time, absolutely. McKenty's on the track. I'm not quite sure if it's anyone else on a lap. Menace Max is on a lap. He's just in sector 1, so we'll watch McKenty. Not letting me change my camera for some reason. So his teammate's doing well at the moment. Let's have a look. Go back into the standings. There we go. It's finally giving me that camera. Look back into the look back in the standings. So Plotters, we said, was 6th, making up the top 10. Argentina in 7th, even though he's not raced for 10 races. He's not even raced, so he's been absolutely brilliant. McKenty himself is in 8th. Tree Slayer's 9th. Shadders makes up the top 10. Irish New Potatoes in 11th, obviously getting his first point scoring over the last few weeks as well as podium as he got in Japan. And towards the bottom we have got Woods, we've got Mo, who's on 0 points, but he has only done 2 races, so of course that's not instant relegation for him. We know Vintage and Adam are going to be going down as well alongside Woods. There's not too much decided down there, but we might have a bit of a reshuffle as well in terms of, obviously, with things getting back to normal, life getting back to normal, people not being able to make certain days, so things will change about a bit anyway. And yeah, McKenty went up to P4 for 135.9. Next is going to be Menace Max, just about a flick to him, but he's too quick for me. 135.7, too quick for his teammate, and the others below him at the moment as well. So we've got both McLaren, we've got both Alpha Tauri, both Renault, both Alfa Romeo setting times early on, and then Vintage as well. Only 9 cars setting times, about 9 minutes left because of the quali glitch. Still a lot of cars in the pits as well, as is Sloth, as we already know. He probably will not be getting out of on the track for this session. Cryptic Alibi is on lap, Ayrton's on a lap. He's going to set this lap. Oh, he's just invalidated coming off the final corner. It would have been a 136.8, so it wouldn't have been a top time anyway, but he's invalidated, and of course it's invalidated next lap too. Shame there for Ayrton, can't get a lap set at the moment. Hopefully there's not another set of fresh tyres that he's been on as well. Jake the Slayer's on a lap. No, Jake the Slayer's going to P5 actually, completely missed his lap. So 5th for Jake the Slayer. And this is a great time from Liam, really was a great time. I know you said it at the time. I think Cryptic just... There you go, no, he is going to set this time. He's sliding across the line. I don't know why he took that. That's a really, really funny line to take there. Went far too close to that curb on the left-hand side. And then spun across the line because of it, and probably lost a couple of attempts doing that. But he's still P8 for Cryptic. Still a decent competitive lap, and he's right in the mix. McLaren next. I think McKenty is just on an in-lap. Yes, he is. And we have the racing point of Theo. Theo's pace has been much better the last couple of weeks as well. He's definitely been getting a lot of practice in. We'll go on board. I think, oh, Plotters is up to P3. Look at that. Plotters up to P3. Some 4 laps on those tyres. Don't know if he was already there or if I missed that. I think it was quite a while ago. He went up to P3 as well. Vintage has improved his time, but he's still a second off. And we just see Dylan got to P3. And yes, I'm looking forward to see Dylan in this league next year full time, because I really think he can be pushing right towards the top. He really has. P3 for Dylan. Splits the Alfa Romeo, and I think that might be good enough to get him through. I think if you're in the 135s, I think you're good for going through. But I tell you, Liam is looking good so far, especially with Sloth not doing a quality time, and then Vice Sheng not racing also. Captain Infinity, that's not Captain Infinity. Jake the Slayer is going for another lap. No, he's not. He's coming into the pits. It is his teammate, Captain Infinity. His teammate for the night, Captain Infinity. Next, as we mentioned, his first reserving in the championship this season. Good to see him in it. He clips the curb, coming onto the straight, crosses the line. It's a 136.1 for Captain Infinity. Yeah, I think Mushroom's about to improve. He needs to improve as well. He's down in 12th. and he goes up to P5, and that should be good enough for Mushroom. Well, it's quite early to call that, so you never know. Bradfield in the pits. Of course, Bradfield won't be setting the time as he's Premier League driver. Ayrton back. He's just retired, as I say. That actually is good timing. And we see Hascross, that's Mo coming into the pits. Then we see Theo, and he goes up to P5. Theo again, he's too quick for me. So the drop zone at the moment, we know Bradfield's going to be going out. He's not even on the drop zone yet. It's the two Ferraris, are far from Swanshanks. We then got the two Williams of Ayrton and Sloth. One not setting the time, one struggling to as well. And then Haas of Mo is not setting the time. And then Vintage in 14th. So it's not looking good for Haas, Williams, and they've all got about 6 minutes left to set a time. Just all a bit quiet now this stage of the session. No one's actually on a quick lap now. Good luck, Captain saying Jake the Slayer is obviously teammate for the day. Good to see he's getting support from him in the comments as well. Does require a lot of support this track as well. Focus, it needs a lot of focus, because one little mistake and that could be your win gone, your race over. So you have to be focused, really do. And Vintage needs to find at least a second and a half from somewhere. Shadows, Cryptic, Equaz and Captain Infinity are definitely not safe there. Max, I'm not sure if Max, Jake the Slayer and McKenty feel safe there, and Max has just gone out on the track again, so yeah, maybe it was a bit early for me to say the 135s will be safe. However, I do think they will. I think they'll be alright from the 135s. I think you will be. I think that'll be the border, especially with Sloth not setting the time, Bradfield not setting the time either. But we'll see. Mentally exhausted after one quali lap here, saying Jet the Slayer. Well, good luck to you in the race if you're mentally exhausted after one quali lap. Yeah, the cars towards the bottom, they're still not making a move, and obviously they need to get out soon if you want to do 2 laps, because it is one of the longer circuits, isn't it? Of course, it's a lot longer earlier when it was wet, but yeah, 135, 136, and obviously about the same for an out lap as well. So if you want to do 2 laps here, you've got to be going out about 3:30, which is now coming down. Of course, we're 40 seconds or so ahead though, so they've still got a bit more time, but it looks like it might just be one run for these drivers. There actually are now a few cars coming out of the pits, but that's an Alfa Romeo and a Renault coming out. So I'm not too sure if these drivers are going to go for 2 runs. They're going to really put the pressure on themselves and just go for one by the looks of it. And this one, yeah, it's a Haas coming out, that's Vintage coming out. So this bottom 5 are all still in the drop zone and still not going out. Mercedes and the McLaren now going out as well. So they're the cars, I think, in 8th. I'm not sure if that's Liam, but I presume it's McKenty and Captain Infinity who feel they're in danger. Equaz is actually now on the lap as well, so, and he's invalidated it in sector 1 already, so that's why he's gone for 2 runs, and that's a safe decision. But yeah, as we said earlier, the Williams, the Ferrari and the Haas of Mo all going for just a 1 run, and it's actually Liam on an out lap. So Liam and Argentina, and they're definitely safe, P1 and P2. And Liam's a good 3.5 tenths clear as well, so Liam looking the early favourite for this pole position. I can't remember the last time he had pole position. It must have been quite a while ago. Sloth and Weisheng dominate for ages. Ayrton for the win. Liam P2 sorted, saying Knowlesy. Ayrton, you can never write Ayrton off. I know he obviously won. He won in ALR this season in Italy. He won last season in Mexico from P13 or 14, I think it was. And he won performance of the season as well last season here. He's just, in the bag, isn't he? He knows what he's doing. He's got the brain to do it. He's got the quality. He stays out of the trouble most of the time as well, and his pace is pretty decent too. So yeah, wouldn't put anything past him. Menace Max invalidating his lap. Equaz, as we mentioned earlier, has invalidated too. Mushroom saying, "No's he been on the glug?" Lol saying, "That's Mushroom. No practice, so driving nervous as well." Saying Mushroom, well, no practice to set a lap. That he has a 135.7. That can't be too bad. Just a few tenths off P2. Talking to P2, Argentina crosses the line just to start a lap. Jake the Slayer has retired and it is in the pit, so he is okay. And still, Swanshanks, Farf, and we know Sloth stay in the pits. There we go. Farf is now out. Ayrton's just come out before him, as has Mo as well. So they're all. And Mo's quite a bit further along in front, actually. That's Vintage in front, who's on the same scrub tyres, I think. And no, he's not. There we go. That was on best. So he's on fit. He's on fresh tyres. Liam has now retired in the pits. He is Looking good, isn't it? As we mentioned earlier, I wonder if we can get them on 134s towards the end of the qualifying session. But yeah, I think as we mentioned earlier, 135s is the cut-off line because McKenty's sat there pretty in the pits, whereas everyone else below is out on the track. Apart from Sloth and Swanshanks. So Swanshanks I think is going to be starting at the back alongside Sloth. Farf, Ayrton and Mo all now on their outlaps then. Do not worry, do not be scared for them. Of course we're about 40 seconds ahead, so they should all make a checkered flag. Make it before the checkered flag anyway. We'll have a look on board. Who's going to be first to cross the line? I think Shadders, actually Vintage is there, isn't he? We'll watch Vintage first. Brilliant commentary from Vintage there in the Singapore Grand Prix. I was racing him. Let's see what his driving's like. Can it match it? He's down in 14th at the moment, which is through. He's through, but it's the slowest of the times. Only 14 times set. I think he's going to improve here, but how much by? He crosses the line. It's 8/10. He's still half a second off Shadders though, and I don't think he's got enough fuel to go again. Next cross the line, that's Ayrton just to start his lap. Shadders is going to be next here, 10th and a bit up, and he goes up to 6th, Shadders. That's a fantastic final sector. He's gained half a second there. P6 for Shadders, and again he's going to be safely through for the second week running. Farf's just started his lap. We've got Mercedes as Captain Infinity. He's a 10th up, and it's looking good for him. He crosses the line. He goes up to 10th, gets in the 135s. Captain Infinity looking very safe from there then. Racing Point, Cryptic Alibite. Will he make the checker flag? I think he will, just because the time is on 2:25. Yes, he does make it, so he will get to start a lap as well. Next across the line is going to be Menace Max, and he doesn't improve his time. Oh, he can go for another lap if he wants. He just made a checker flag. Checker flag is now out, and it is about 42 seconds of time, which Equals has invalidated again, so he could be in trouble as Cryptic overtakes him. Vintage is on a slow lap, so Vintage is going to be out, unfortunately. Well, that's if Ayrton, Farf and Mo can set times. They're both validated at the moment. And Mo, where's Mo gone? He's gone up to 14th. There we go. So he's just ahead of Vintage. Bradfield's definitely going out then. That's confirmed at least. Bradfield will start 18th though, at best. We just need 2 more drivers who are going to go out. But both Haas drivers are in danger from Ayrton and from Farf at the moment. Cryptic and above are safe then. Ayrton's just in front of Haas. We'll watch Ayrton. Liam saying it's the first lap he's done since ALO on Sunday. He's normally second quicker. Well, it's looking good for Liam if he thinks he's even quicker than that, because he's 3.5 tenths clear in P1 at the moment. Here's Ayrton then, comes into the final corner, clips the curb, doesn't spin it like Cryptic did. He crosses the line and he goes 14th, gets ahead of both the Hasses. Vintage is going to be out. Farf's next. He crosses the line. He's up to P2. Look at that. That's a fantastic time. Really close to Liam. Was on fresher tyres and when the track was quicker towards the end of the session. But Farf in P2. Bradfield said Liam and Farf top 2 for Q3, and it's looking good at the moment for him, but it does push Mo out unfortunately by a few tenths to Ayrton. Ayrton and Cryptic setting the exact same time as you can see, 1:36.253, but both Haas drivers going to be going out. They're the only 2 in the drop zone actually set times. Bradfield of course being a Premier League driver, quali lap because of whatever he's doing, and Swanshanks has chosen to start at the back. They're the 5 drivers going out. That's the end of Q1. And Mo saying the PS4 started overheating on his lap, so it's not good for Mo unfortunately. And Mushroom saying he's loving the new colour changes from WNR and ALR. Yeah, again, something else saying Ayrton can do anything else. Something Ayrton actually made that badge for us, so big thanks to Ayrton as well. And yes, Captain saying Formula Moments as well. Yeah, I think Jake Desai is very happy with today's Mercedes reserve driver because he's looking good, isn't he? And matching Jake for pace in that first session. Even into Kakarot Goku. There we see Ayrton's Brazilian looking helmet there as well. The green and the yellow on it. Yeah, it's quite a close grid, isn't it? I mean, the top 2 are really close, but between 3rd down to 14th, down to 15th even, 3rd to 15th, there's only 8 tenths. And I know it might sound a lot, but to be less than a second between almost the whole field that went through on a track that's so long, it's actually really close. So, couple of corners, mastering more on their lap, and that could gain you quite a few places. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how quick that is.
Jake, can you send me another invite because my internet's just gone.
Your internet's gone?
Yes, I've gone. Oh,
you should have loads of invites.
Yeah, I'm back in there. It just took ages. For some reason, I can really glitch when you talk. It's my internet.
I think that's rubbish. Yeah, so if there's no rain in the race, be interesting to see Q2 because League One, of course, it's short quali, but a lot of cars do go to the two-stop here because the hard medium strategy is a bit slow. You know, it's probably the quickest overall because the softs don't last long around here at all. But it's just if you get wing damage, you're then going to have to pit, and chances of you getting wing damage around here is almost 50-50. Sorry, I'm just pouring peanuts into my bowl. It's a noise you can hear, the ring in the background. So you might see a real mixture of strategies here. Of course, let's have a look at the tyres. Who is going out at the moment? So yeah, lots have already switched to the mediums. I've not had that much to drink, I promise. I wouldn't touch a drink, the things I'm coming out with. But I would not want to start on the softs. I never would start on the softs here because 5 laps or so, with it being such a long lap, but still quite a lot of laps in this race as well, isn't it? It's 32, I think, was it? Something like that. Nope. Wow. So yeah, I should know that really. Yeah, Formula 1 same as hoping for rain today. That was all used up, I think, in the League One race. The chances of getting 2 wet races in Singapore in a row would be pretty extraordinary. Here's Dylan is first out on the track, so he's the one we're going to be watching. He is on the softs. I think you'll see a lot of drivers do a run on the scrub softs just to bank a lap and then go to the mediums towards the end of the session. And someone like Dylan, who I think was up in 4th in Q1, should be quick enough. And yeah, this is where Dylan's coming up to now. This is, I've got to mention this. This is where I did him around the outside. There he goes. I did him around the outside here on that left hand side, swooping around in the wet as well, and did him in the braking zone down here as well. Sorry for mentioning that, Dylan. Yeah, this is where I hit the wall as well. That's an awful place. As you break your tad late, you're going flying into that wall. It's similar. Oh, it's harder, I think, than where Leclerc crashed today in practice. But a similar type of turn. Here goes Dylan starting us up then. In the Red Bull, makeshift Red Bull team. It could be the Red Bull team to the end of the season. Not too sure yet, but we know Weishane's not racing again. Not too sure about Adam. Weishane, of course, we'll see him back in the Premier League next season, but keeping his car warm for him is Dylan. And here he goes now. It's just a scrub lap from Dylan. So we'll see anyone if... Yeah, Liam's on the medium, so we'll watch Liam because, you know, tell Dylan's on a scrub lap because he's not using any airs on that lap at all. Liam is low, and I think he's on the mediums as well, so if he can get a top lap out of these, he'll want to be back in the pits and him done for Q2. That will be ideal for Liam. Is it medium hard? Same Theo. Personally, I'd go for that, but I wouldn't mind getting knocked out here in 11th or 12th and starting on the hards. I'd much rather that than do medium hard. It depends. If you're that quick, and Theo's been really quick late, and you're going to go through in the mediums and you're starting 4th or 5th, then of course it's worth it. But the worst thing I think you can do is go through, end up 9th or 10th on the on scrub mediums when you got cars behind you in 11th, 12th on fresh hards. Yeah, that's an awkward place. If you go 4 wheels past that white line, you get a warning for that. Yeah, I didn't get a single penalty. I don't think Dylan did either in Singapore earlier. I'm quite good with penalties around here. I think a lot of drivers are. You don't see them rack up stupid amounts, even though there's so many corners where you can lose it. As Liam slides a bit there, but it's not enough to lose in much time. Then clips the curb. Comes across the line, 135.5. There we go for Dylan. We said can he get in the 134s? He did a 135.1 on the softs in Q1, and that got him P1. That's a fantastic lap from Lee, and I'm sure that's going to get him through. McKenty is just a scrub run on the soft tyres. Next up's going to be the Renault Menace Max, just on an outlap, also on the mediums. Just behind him, though, we have Alpha Tauri, and that is Serious Mushroom. And I'm not sure if he's a scrub soft. No, he's coming in the pits. Next is going to be Captain Infinity. He is on the mediums as well, so he's pushing it this lap. Crosses the line, 136.8. He's 1.3 seconds off Liam, and that definitely benchmark that Liam set if you want to go through on these medium tyres. Plotter's on the mediums next as well. Let's see how close he can get to Liam. Oh, it's not the best of exits onto the straight, but he does 1:35.7. That's a really decent time for plotters. P2 for plotters, and I think he looks looking good at going through there as well. Shut up, Siri. Talking to Siri. Equaz, where's he gone? There we go, P5. It's just a scrub run for Equaz. Dylan on in the Red Bull. Not only Red Bull, of course, as Bradfield's starting towards the back. He is just on a scrub run, of course. As is McKenty just behind, and Liam, I think, is just on an in-lap. Well, Liam, is the one if Liam's going again, because he's actually going quite quick on this lap. No, he is not going again at all. We'll go on board with Dylan. I just think it'd be a time between McKenty and it. Oh, he's coming in the pits. There we go. Doesn't even want to set the lap. It's just to keep the practice up, though, isn't it? It can be, if you want to wait for the best time to set your medium run, it's towards the end of the session when the track's quicker. But if you're sitting there in a garage for 10 minutes, you could be out of practice. So that's why we see a lot of drivers do that as well. And of course, people just want to get racing, don't they? Menace Max on his medium run, then coming into the final corner any second now. He's going to sweep round it, clips it the left-hand side, and he crosses the line and goes up to P3, 1:36.3. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to get through on those mediums. He's 8 tenths off Liam, 6 tenths off Plotters. I think he might have to go to the softs if he wants to get through, or possibly another run on those mediums. But it's not one though. It's not a track you want to start on 2-lap hole mediums, because it's obviously tyre wear around here is not. It's not the best, safe to say. Not because of the track. It's just because of how long the race is. The track, how long the race is. And next we got Argentina. No, we haven't. It's Plotters coming in the pits. Next we've got an AlphaTauri. Equaz just on an in-lap, I presume, and it is. Renault's next, and that's Shadows on his outlap. Racing Point next to Theo, also on his outlap, and then there's a long gap back to Jake the Slayer, who's also on an outlap. Williams of Ayrton. There we go. He's on the mediums. We'll watch his lap. Tommy's saying he sadly can't stay long on the stream, but come on, Plotters. Tommy cheering on his boy. He's in P2 at the moment. It's looking good. Could be challenging Liam for that pole position. That's invalidated there, and yeah, he's won 4 wheels off there. As soon as you touch over that curb, though, there's not much you can do about it. You're committed. You got to go on the curb. Then we'll go on board with Shadows. He's just no, he's not a couple of corners behind. I'm getting this all wrong today. That's Menace Max, who is just on in that. We're going board with Argentina then. I love this little technical part. Ride the curb here. Be careful. Oh, he's been lucky to avoid. Well, not lucky to avoid damage. He did clip the ball though. Did clip it a little bit. How close he gets that left front to the wall, and take a lot of this curb as well. To take a bit more, to be honest, but he doesn't want to risk it. Here goes Argentina then, swinging into the straight, about to cross the line. 1:36.0, few tenths quicker than Max. Few tenths off Plotters. I think that's borderline whether that's going to get him through or not. But it's a good lap there from Argentina up into P3, albeit only 5 proper times at the moment, because McKenty and Equaz are on the scrub softs. But yeah, it does look like everyone's going to want to go to the mediums. You don't want to start this race on soft tyres. I think people are tending to agree with me there. Shadows is going to be next then. At last, Shadows crosses the line up to P5. He just creeps ahead of Captain Infinity as Theo creeps ahead of Menace Max as well. But again, I'm not sure that's going to be enough. It all depends how many put the softs on. And Plotter's saying he'll try his best for Tommy. But yeah,
looks like he's on a good lap.
Who's that? Sorry, Jake. Player. Oh, Slayer. I thought you said player. So who's that? Yeah, I was going to say, is the only one on lap? Here goes Jake the Slayer then. Yeah, he's taking more on that curb. That's what I like to see. A lot of that curb as well. It's a good final sector for Jake. He crosses the line and he is up to P3, just ahead of Argentina. And again, as it stands, I'd say Jake and Argentina are looking good. But if everyone below puts the softs on, then you know they might have to go again. Yeah, top 4 looking good. As we see, yellow flag just for a car slowing down. McKenty is now on his lap on the mediums as well, further back. Dylan's on that lap. So yeah, we'll watch McKenty's lap then. Liam, of course, has retired in the pits, so he's confident he's through with that lap, and I'm confident he's through with it as well in the other McLaren.
I think Theo's on another lap.
I'll watch a quick look with Theo.
He is.
No, he's definitely not. Unless he gets a checkered flag in the next 3 seconds.
No, he's not. No.
Don't talk rubbish.
It looked like he was.
On board with Mackenzie again then. He's taken that really nicely through the bridge. Nice little sequence there, nice little S. Doesn't take too much of that curve, but he's swooped around it nicely. The risk of only just touching the curve is that you can spin. And it's been a nice final set from McKenty. It's a 1:36.6 though, which doesn't look... It's not that quick a time. He's over a second off his teammate. But sector 3 looked pretty good. So I'm surprised he's not higher than that. Jake Deslay is just on an in-lap air and saving those mediums for the last bit of the session. Yeah, when it gets to Q2 and Q3, I think we're about 6 or 7 seconds ahead. We've worked out lately, but yeah, not sure why it does it. Equals now on his lap as well. Dylan's on his lap too. Further ahead is Equals. So we'll watch him. Serious Mushrooms on his out lap. The Mercedes in front, you can see, is probably now going to come in the pits, and that's Jake Slayer. Yeah, it is. I was just checking. Yes, Equals taking a lot of that curb, and again taking a lot of the curb. Brilliant there from Equals, pushing it to the limits with traction off as well. I wonder if he just flicked it back, because he's making this look far too easy. He's not taking too much of that curve though. I think he had to back off a little bit in doing that as well. Here he goes in, swooping onto the straight. He's about to cross the line, Equals. He does a 1:35.8. That's a fantastic time. He's close to Plotters there. It's just a tenth and a bit off. And I think he could be good with that time, Equals there. Really good effort from the Alpha Tauri then up into P3. And he's backing off now, so I think that's him done. And I think that's him through as well. Farf, Cryptic and Ayrton remain in the pits. Dylan crosses the line. He's up to P4, just ahead of Jake the Slayer. Really close there between Dylan, Jake and Argentina. And well, the two latter ones will not be happy with Dylan going up to P4 there, because that might force him into going out again. Mackenzie in P9 is not going again, so he's got to quickly get in the pits. I don't think he'll have time, to get in and out again. So I think Mackenzie could be in trouble there. Captain Infinity on his outlap on another set of mediums. Air and Cryptic and Farf is now going out, as we can see. Serious Mushrooms on a lap, and we're going to watch Mushroom in the other Alpha Tauri. Can he match success that Equals just had? Getting into the 1:35. Serious Mushroom then. Sector 2, 1:03.2. Now into Sector 3. Straightens up nicely. Menace Max has retired in the pit then, so he's in P8 and he could be in trouble. Jadius there is also retired then, but yeah, he's up in P5, so I think he could be okay. Here goes Serious Mushroom, and I think this lap's going to be good for Mushroom. It is. It's a 1:35.7. Just a tenth and half of Liam. Really good effort from Serious Mushroom. He's going to be safely through, starting on those mediums as well. Great effort from Mushroom. Quality lap. Safely through. Equals and Dylan both on there in laps then. I don't think they'll be going again, especially as Jake and Max have retired. Below him, McKenty's going to be out too, because he's still in the pits. Next car to set their time is going to be... not sure who it is actually. There's only actually one car on the lap at the moment, and that is Captain Infinity's. And he's going slow, so I think he's just going for another preparation lap, Captain Infinity. That's a really slow lap. 1:06 seconds just to get there. I don't know if he had a spin or something, but Captain Infinity saving up ERS. He's not got the fuel gauge flashing, so he should be okay to go again. Yeah, he's on an out lap. And about to start his lap then. Close behind is Farf. Then we've got the Renault of Shadows, and all start going in a minute. We'll watch Ayrton for the first part of his lap. In fact, I'll watch all of Ayrton's lap. Unless something goes on, I'm going to be out saying Jake the Slayer in he's in P6 at the moment. Oh yeah, McKenty has gone out on the soft tyre, so I think he's having to cut some corners to get there, though, because there's only 30 seconds left in the session, unless we have got a longer timing glitch. But Shalley's on the softs on his lap now. Argentina and Theo will be starting their lap soon, also on the soft tyre, so Jake could be in trouble, especially with Ayrton and Farf also on laps, and Captain Infinity too. Talking of Ayrton, here he is. on the medium tyres. So close to getting the 35, saying Dylan he was, as was Jake the Slayer. And that could be the difference between who goes through, that 14 hundredths between Jake the Slayer and Dylan. It's incredibly...
They can get in the top 10 there.
McKenty has hit. McKenty has not made it, so he's not made it by quite a while as well. A good, yeah. So McKenty's out.
I think he can do it.
What do you mean?
I think Ed can get in the top 10.
Oh, I thought you were about McKenty. Well, he can. There's a gap there. If he can get ahead of that gap between Max and Theo, and if Theo invalidates, yeah, I think. I'm not sure he's going to be quicker than Jake or Dylan, but he might need to be. Let's have a look, and he's now about to come through the final corners. Jake says he messed up his time and lost a couple of attempts. Let's see what Ayrton does. He crosses the line. He up to P11, and he's going to be out, unfortunately. Shadows invalidated his time on the soft, so Shadows is going to be out too. Farf's invalidated his time on the medium, so Farf will be starting down in P15. It's all between Cryptic and Captain Infinity's just invalidated too. It's all on Cryptic now. It's all between Cryptic and McKenty. Again, we see this quite a lot. When it matters, they can't get the lap set. They invalidate or make a mistake. And it's the pressure getting to them, isn't it? All between Cryptic and McKenty, and Cryptic sliding. I don't think this is going to be a good lap.
No, he's backed off. Or is he back now?
He's not backed off. He's still going for it. He crosses the line, and that was the difference. That was the difference because he's he's less than a tenth off McKenty, even after that huge slide. That was the difference between them getting through. Jake the Slayer thought he was going out, he ended up sixth.
I think he can sort of strategy out right there. Go on the hards, mate.
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad for Cryptic at all. Completely agree. Let's have a look. So everyone's through on the mediums in the end, and no one actually went through on the softs. But yeah, Farf going out there, waiting to push for pole position, it looked like. Now, when we get into the session, we'll make our pole predictions. But everyone in the top 10 will start on the mediums. Yeah, as you say, if I was Cryptic or Air, and I'd definitely Shadows even, I'd definitely be on those hard tyres at the start. Everyone messed up their soft snap, yep.
Yeah.
So close, saying Equals. Oops, saying Farf. Yeah, Farf down to 15th now. Such a shame as well, because his Q1 pace was brilliant. It looked like he really could push right at the top today. He still can, actually. It's a long way to go, but not in qualifying at least.
It's a long race, it really is as well.
About second between the top 10. Yeah, I think McKenty will be surprised to get through. Jake Slayer's left the session. He was worried about going out at one stage, Jake Slayer. He ended up sixth.
What's your pole prediction then? What's your top three then, should we say?
Oh, I'll have a look when we get into the session. But both Renault are through. Both Alfa Romeo are through. No, sorry, both Renault aren't through. Both Alfa Romeo are through, and both McLaren are through. No Haas cars going through, and then no Ferrari cars going through either.
Yeah, I think
both Alpha Tauri's through too.
Serious Mushroom's looking quick, isn't he? So I might put him in the top three, even though I don't want it. But
I'll have a look at. I'll do it in a sec when we're in the session. But Ayrton's saying here it's going to be a tough race. His controller's got a massive stick drift. I had that about a year ago. I couldn't get any PlayStation controllers anywhere because we're not long into lockdown, and everyone had bought them. There's none of them anywhere, and yeah, it just completely went to left. I unwired a controller at the back, did everything every YouTube video said. It just couldn't be fixed. The only reason it was like it was I've been smashing my controller about, where I was so fed up with playing FIFA. But yeah, I was driving on a straight one day, and it just swung me into the wall. But Jake the Slayer has joined back. Yeah. Captain Infinity saying half second up on my best, saying Captain Infinity, yes. Shame he invalidated in that final sector. Both McLaren's out on the track already. Yeah, usually when Jake gets kicked out once he leaves mid-race. Typical Bradfield, wishing Mushroom bad. Well,
I never wish him bad. This is a bit of banter between us.
I am going to go for my top three. Go on, you do yours. You do yours.
Alright, Liam, Mushroom, and Pixels.
Let's try saying his name right first.
Pixels, whatever his name is.
Plotters. Yeah, kind of Plotters. I'm going to go. I was going to say. I'm going to say Liam for pole position. with the other two Alfa Romeos in the top 3.
Ooh.
That's my prediction.
Okay, we're something a bit different now, eh?
But the Alpha Tauris are definitely ones to watch out for.
We'll find out in 10 minutes.
We will. Well, about 12 minutes actually. Set the lap.
Oh yeah, sorry. Bet on that. Show a fiver on that, shall we? It's closest to the.
If you want to lose a fiver, go
top
for it.
3.
Sloth's made his prediction in the comments. Mushroom Liam Theo is his top 3 he's going for.
Cool.
And that is
Theo.
something different, isn't it?
Like
But yeah,
that.
it's a good, yeah, he's good shout.
I'd love to see Theo. Brilliant.
Everyone is on out that apart from Jake and Mushroom. Jake, who's only just back in the session, and Mushroom is now going out on the track. This is Liam on his out lap blow. Yeah, everyone going through on the medium, so everyone should have plenty of fresh soft tyres to do 2 runs on. And McKenty has got wing damage. He's crashed, and that place I said was difficult. He's crashed on his out lap. Yeah, Jake has left the session, but McKenty's crashed on his out lap. He's got huge wing damage. You have to come back in the pits. That's not ideal at all. The other McLaren, however, is looking good. He's hitting turn 2 nicely there as well. Gets out of it nicely too. And Liam just looks like he's got it today, doesn't he? I know obviously Weisheng and Sloth aren't in Q3. As Vintage saying, Liam, Argentina plotters, and that's exactly what I said. I just said the Alfa Romeos as the other 2. Here is Liam though. This is a Singapore sling. Oh, he nearly went 4 wheels off there. He's pushing it to the limit. He's just flying this round. Yeah, and look how nice he straights up as well. He's performing incredibly well at the moment. I think Plotters has invalidated. Yeah, he has. I just seen that his teammate passed on the mini-map.
Don't let me down, mate. Come on, mate.
Well, I picked him as well, so he's let me down too. My PS4 just spat my disc out saying Jake the Slayer. So it's not looking good for him. This has been such a good lap from Liam. We're definitely going to be in the 134s, I think, here. He's just kept it so tight, not even wobbling on this lap at all. Here goes Liam then. He crosses the line. It's a 134.6 for Liam. Comfortably in the 134s. That is going to be very hard to beat. Can you send Jake some more invites, please? Plotters has invalidated his teammate Argentina. Can he get anywhere near Liam's time? Can he get in the 134s even?
Come on, Mushroom.
Bound to cross the line. Argentina does a 134.9. Just a few tenths off Liam. Next is Plotters and next is Dylan because he's on a lap. 135.1. Just a couple of tenths off. Equos is going to be next with his traction off. What can Equos do? It's a 134.7. Just a tenth off. Theo's next. He crosses the line. Theo's only 5th for 135.4, though it's still close. Then Menace Max is going to be next. The League 1 reserve, not mentioning him too much today. Max crosses the line, 135.0, just outside the 134s. That's the first run done. Jake can't get in the session. Mushroom's still got to go. McKenty back on outlap after that crash on his previous outlap, and then Plotters in the pits after invalidating his time. But Liam currently is in P1, just over a tenth clear of Equos.
Come on, Mushroom.
Did you send Jake some invites?
I'll send him. Hold on, let me watch Mushroom.
No, he needs to get the lap set.
Don't worry about that.
There you go. Well, that's Bradfield for Jake, unfortunately. Not sending invites.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Here goes Mushroom then. He's been tooted for pole position by a couple of people. But he's going to need to be a lot quicker than that if he's going to. He's over a second off at the moment, but I think he might be going for back-to-back laps here. Oh, he's quite wide into turn 1 if he is. I'm not sure if he is going for... Oh, I want to go on board with Plotters there. Jake the Slayer has joined, but yeah, Mushroom's backed off then, so must have made a mistake somewhere because he's over a second off Liam at the moment. Everyone else is on an in-lap. Apart from Plotters, he's on an out lap, and McKenty is now on a lap. He's got traffic ahead though, that's Plotters. Hopefully he'll just move out of the way for him. Pressure of the one run, saying Jake the Slayer, yeah it is. Oh, and McKenty's a little bit wide. He clips the wall. I'm not sure if he clipped it with his front wing or with his rear tyre. And he's invalidated now as well, McKenty. I don't know why he doesn't let me have the aerial camera. It just goes all fuzzy through here. But McKenty's not. It looks like he's just going to have the one run too at the end. Plotters, not sure he'll have time to do this run and then come into the pits and change over. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to have time. So this is going to be Plotter's only run unless he's fueled up for a couple of laps. Mushroom ahead, just on his in-lap, and McKenty behind, invalidated. Everyone else in the pits, just waiting a couple of minutes till the time is right to come out towards the end. Here goes Plotters then. Is McKenty going to go again? No, he's not. He's coming into the pits. Here's Plotters. So watch his lap. He's the only car on the track. Didn't go too wide there. Didn't use that curb. He just straightened up, flicked it in. Not too close to the wall either. Not pushing it to the full limits here, Plotters. But I presume he just wants a lap set at the moment, doesn't he? Oh, he's a bit wide there. That's better though. He's pushing it more now. That's better from Plotters. He'll find more time from doing that. Swings it here. He's a bit wide. But he's good enough. Avoided doing what McKenty did. Can he avoid doing what McKenty did here? Yes, he can. Oh, again, four wheels over there, but there's a lot of leniency with the game in that curb there. Look how close he gets to that wall on the right-hand side.
You hit that, that's a wheel gone, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, crazy. But it's looking good from Plotters this. Again, turns in really nicely, straightens up lovely too. Gets close to the wall as possible so you can swing it in and out of the corners a lot quicker. He completely avoids that curb, Plotters. That's quite nice. I like that.
That was nice.
You see everyone go over the curb. He's gone for something completely different there, and it seemed to work quite nicely for him. You've got to take the curbs here, though, and he does this one, and he does that one too. And he goes really wide. Look how close he is to the wall. This has been a lovely final sector from Plotters. It's been a lovely lap. Plotters about to cross the line. This could be really good. It's a 1:34.1. We said it was looking good. That's an absolutely phenomenal lap from Plotters. He's half a second quicker than Liam. I think the track's got quicker, but as we saw, those final couple of sectors in particular, absolutely fantastic from Plotters there.
Mushroom to do the job now.
He's on his out lap, as is Jake the Slayer. Yeah, I don't think Plotters will get another run though. It's the only thing. Unless he could be saving up for another run. Anyway, we've got a few cars now on their out lap. First one is going to be Jake the Slayer, so we'll watch Jake the Slayer's lap in the Mercedes, and again he'll have enough time for 2 runs if he has the fuel. He's got traffic up in front. Sure, the Alfa Romeo will just move out the way for him. Oh, he's invalidated. Yeah, you could see that a mile off. It's the pressure again of having just one run. But it's just, yeah, just taking too much that curb there. Obviously, he's got plenty of time if he's got the fuel to save up and then go around again. Mushroom's the only other car now on a lap, and he's coming out of turn 2 now. Yeah, not pushing it to limits again there, Mushroom, but again, just wants to set a quicker time at the moment. Wants to start close. That time's going to be so hard to beat from Plotters. Liam obviously is going to be the main one. You'd think it'd be that he's not even a 10th up here, Mushroom. Don't forget he's a second and a half off Plotters. So he needs to find a lot more time than that if he's a challenge at the top. We know he can do it. We've seen his pace early on in the session.
He's definitely got the pace.
Oh, he's gone very, very wide there. I see cars nearly going 4 wheels over there. He's gone 4 wheels off it. But he's still quick. He still look quick here, Mushroom. Using all his errs, so I'm not sure he would get to the checker flag in time if he wanted to go again. But you see a traffic of cars on their out lap in front. Liam's on his lap now behind. Dylan's on his lap as well. Everyone else is just in front of Mushroom, queuing now to start their lap. Hopefully they don't get in the way of Mushroom, because he is now coming up to them. I think the first one is coming up to his Theo very soon as well. You can see him now. Hopefully they don't start queuing up in front, because Mushroom needs to get through. And he's going to be able to get through. No one's going to hold him up. Let's see what Mushroom can do. Don't think it's going to be like to the top two, but Mushroom crosses the line. It's a 1:35.2. It puts him just up to 7th. He's gained 4.5 tenths. He might be going for another run. As before, Plotters is now in the pits first, and he's backed out. So yeah, Mushroom's done, down 7th then. Liam then half a second up, coming out of sector 2. This is saying the track has got quicker. Could we see him in the 1:33s even? Oh, he's okay. Oh, he's hit the wall. Has he got damage? I don't think he has. He hasn't got damage. I don't think he'd have lost too much time from doing that either. Like, oh, he's spinning now. That's it. That's it. Liam's lost it. He's gonna set the lap. I don't think he's gonna improve. He doesn't improve. So Liam is not going to be on pole. It looks like being Plotters at the moment, but let's see. We've still got Dylan. He's P6. He's gained 3 tenths. He's up at P6 at the moment. Menace Max 2.5 tenths up. Could go up to second. He could pinch second from Liam. Not sure why. It looks like it's back now. Stream is back. As you can see, Alfa Romeo 1-2. Plotters in Argentina. Fantastic that was from Plotters. Unfortunately, Liam lost it in sector 3, didn't he? But yeah, I'm not sure why the stream is
We had a few issues,
freezing. Yeah, it's bit the well, no, it's not Codemasters, because the stream is, yeah, it must be the internet. I'm not quite sure why. It's never normally like this, but yeah, the pixels on the quality of the stream looks awful as well. But don't know why it's doing that tonight.
No, you were like
Oh, it's kicked Sloth from the session.
Sloth has left the session.
Yeah, I just said that.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, am I breaking up that much?
Yeah.
Don't know why it's doing this, and no problems with my internet for, well, I can't remember last time. Anyway, we'll go through. Can only I'm going to start recording it as well, just in case we can't get the stream, so we can at least get the highlights out for whatever. Sloth saying he needs another invite. We'll get Sloth another invite quickly. But yeah, as we see, Plotters on pole. The top 10, as we said, are all on the medium tyres. And in the bottom 10, we can see on the hards, we got Cryptic, Air and Shadows. I recommended to them. Far from 15th 2. And then soft tyres for Swanshanks, who's down in last. Had no delta on his screen saying Sloth. Should all have a few invites. But I'll get Sloth another couple. Just going to quickly, whilst the formation's up, try and change something in the party settings, but couldn't change my tyres saying Swanshanks either. Oh dear. Don't know what is going on tonight. But just quickly changing a couple of settings on here just to see if it can change. Right, see if that's any different. But yeah, Bradfield also on the hard tyres as well, so 5 on the hards, 14 on mediums, and Swanshank saying it wouldn't let him change his tyres, so that's why he's on those soft tyres down the bottom then. But at least he'll be making up positions at the start. Well, he'll look to be making up positions at the start anyway. I haven't got a clue why it's not even a matter of... Oh, what's going on there with Bradfield? Oh, Bradfield spun. He spun on his formation app. Well, good luck to him in the race.
I don't know what happened there.
Soft saying it wouldn't let him change his tyres either. Then I don't think it's a Codemaster effort. It's probably just mine. It's probably my ends. But I'm not quite sure why. And look at that. It's very rare to see, isn't it? Alfa Romeo's taking the front row of the grid. And they've been a phenomenal team all season. They had departed, didn't they? Alongside Plotters for a long time. And towards the beginning of the season it was someone else. But this team has got them on the front row of the grid. It's a lovely sight to see. We're just waiting for the cars at the back of the grid to form up. Swanshank's the last one. And here we go. And we'll have lights any second now. The cars won't go when the lights come, but when they rev up they will. Here go the lights then. Now the cars are revving up though. Those two Alfa Romeos on the front row. It's lights out and away we go in Singapore, and it's a good start for Plotters. He managed to get ahead of stay ahead of his team. Equals goes down the inside. He's trying to make up 2 places. Liam's on the outside, and look at this. He's lost a couple of places. Argentina. Liam's up to second. Equals up to third. Great start from Equals. McKenzie's gained a few places in 5th as well. Now trying to get past Argentina too, and now Cryptic getting past by Far from the hard tyres. Mushroom getting past Jake the Slayer as well. No incidents as it looks so far though. We've got a couple of cars going side by side. Jake the Slayer on Serious Mushroom going down the inside. And did he tag someone? I don't think he did. No, he's lucky there. Jake the Slayer still side by side. And someone's gone now. And that is Sloth. Is it Sloth? I'm not quite sure.
Jake the Slayer. What?
Jake the Slayer's nowhere near you.
Is it? Oh, it's glitching.
But Captain Infinity's gone off. Captain Infinity's gone off. And Bradfield's had an incident as well. He's fallen back down, but Captain Infinity in that Mercedes has gone off too. Plotters leads though from Liam's got up to second. Equals up to third. Argentina will be disappointed. He's dropped down to P4, but it's still looking good for the Alfa Romeo team then. All pretty even, isn't it? We'll have a quick look at position change. Couple of places lost for Theo. Couple gained for Mackenzie as Farf's now getting past Shadders. He's going to fight it though, Shadders. Look at this, they're side by side, they bang wheels. Farf's on the outside. Shadders has to cut the corner. And Farf gets the move done. There's a Williams going down the inside there, and that's never going to work out. That's Ayrton now side by side with Cryptic. Oh, and look how close he got to the wall there. Further down the field, they're all following around, aren't they? Sloth down 18th. He can't get through the field much at the moment, but Captain Infinity the big loser without that, losing 6 positions after going off the track. You'll soon, yeah, him and Bradfield quite far back though. Mo's now getting past there, and Ayrton's in the pits. Oh, he's got, I think he must have damage again. So that's not the fastest lap from Sloth, 54 seconds. Quick as ever lap at Singapore. I think Ayrton again has got damage on lap 1. Yeah, that's happened a few times for him this season now. Plotter's starting to extend from Liam, and Equals keeping tabs on Liam, pulling away from Argentina. I think Equals is a new driver with traction off, because he's looking absolutely incredible, isn't he? He's quick anyway. We're saying how quick and consistent he's been. And Liam's already got a 3-second penalty. So it's looking good, and Captain Infinity's in the pits as well. Now to the hard. Argentina's struggling early on, as we see Cryptic getting past Mo, and now he's looking at Shadow.